would use hypnosis, they'd use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. They would have a tool to begin to get past that. And I would encourage all of us, if we are still holding on to some fears that we're identifying, to work through them and also to do the truth test. Okay, I have this fear. Is it still relevant? Does it have any relevance in my life right now? Is it at play in my life, in fact? And most of the time it is not. It's just that we've allowed it to be there. In my book, I give you exercises in each of these also for working through various aspects of it. Sorry, I should have gotten the cough drop worked out. So address your fears from the standpoint of today and not the standpoint of their origin. And I'm not saying don't do deep work if you need to. If you had a traumatic event, yes, definitely. But release it so that you're freer. You're not walking around waiting for something to happen, because we tend to attract what we're afraid of. So we definitely want to lift that veil. The next one is separation. And this is when we moved out of essence into form. You know, we come from light, we descend through this dark tunnel, we come into a different light reality when we acquire form. And for the first several years, it used to be, it's not so applicable now, children lived in magic. There was in fact a book about children and magic, and that children were in a state of magic till they were about 5 years old. But now, because of technology and so much information being given to kids, they're not allowed to be children anymore very long. So they move out of the magic fairly quickly. Little kids, little babies, if you've noticed them in the supermarket, they read your aura. And they decide whether you're someone they're going to smile at or cry over. They're still in magic, they're informed, but they still have a lot of essence. By the time they're about 4 years old, they've moved into ration and reason, and they begin to lose that. If kids have imaginary friends, it's usually before 5, and after that they kind of go away. So the separation, it begins definitely when the umbilical cord is cut. It's your first tethering of that connection to essence. And then if the mother breastfeeds the child, there's some easing period of that separation, and if she doesn't, it's a fairly abrupt separation. And also, that sense of separation and abandonment comes from how quickly your needs are met. The little goo-goo gaga smiling baby gets a heck of a lot more attention than the one that's all the time, and I've had both kinds. And it's, you know that the people you meet, people that are smiling and friendly, you want to be smiling and friendly with the ones that are grumpy around. You're not so inclined, to be with, and therefore there's that separation. The other thing that happens is that we begin to be domesticated. After we've moved out of that magic period, there's this whole period of domestication where we're taught how to behave, what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do, what's socially acceptable, what isn't. And it taps down our freedom. And that causes us to feel more and more separated. And so separation is the next thing that we need to deal with. And I would call to mind, any of you ever read Gail Sheehy's book, Passages? Okay, it's older books, but she was in a situation in England, I think, and they were doing a bombing. She was very afraid, and there was nobody she could call. And she had to come to a recognition that there's no other person that's always going to be there for us. That person is us. And so one of the parts of the veil of illusion, separation, is even separation from our essence, ourself. So when we recognize that we're it, we may have friends, we may have lovers, we may have family, but we're it, we're the one with the go-to person, then it's time to really quit separating from self and use whatever tools we can to get back to that connection. The next one is power. The truth meaning of power is the ability to take action, but it's been skewed in our Western society. So we think it's power over. We think of ourselves as a powerful nation because we have a very strong military, right? We've got more guns, we've got more weapons, we have more ways of destroying others. So we're strong, But that's not the purpose of power. And when we have that kind of fear base of power, where we think that we're either more elevated than other people or we're afraid of those that have it, then we're not self-empowering. And when we're not self-empowering, then we are more steeped in illusion, because we believe that someone has power over us but actually doesn't. So, I forgot that we're moving through the chakras here. So this was the sacral chakra. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is also the center of what's called our will. And so if we do some really deep breathing into the center, if we're going to be in a stressful situation, put our hands on the solar plexus, breathe really deep in and out a lot, maybe 5 minutes before we go into an encounter, you'll be stronger because you will have filled your body with your own strength and power to take over the situation. I found a great quote in a book that someone gave me. In the West, our hyperactive minds and enhanced egos are formidable hurdles given cultures that promote both as virtues. We may have much in our lives but lack peace of mind and heart. Where did this distorted sense of power come from? When we moved from hunter-gatherers to storage of food, we moved into a power structure. Before, the hunter-gatherers went out and got what they could get and ate. When they began to store food, I've got more than you. Okay, and that began power. And we see that played out today in so many ways. Our political structures, our religions. My God's better than your God. It's an illusion. It's not true. We each are empowered by a spirit aspect, an aspect of creative source. So again, it's kind of running through your truth filters. If you don't have power, why not? How can you take it back? I find that when I get angry sometimes at someone, rather than going in and giving them a piece of my mind, I go sit down and I run it through my filters and say, what's going on here? Why did they get me upset? Why did they get me upset, right? Okay. And if I spend enough time on it, I come to this place where they have nothing to do with it. I didn't take my power. I gave it away. So how can I go beat them up over it? I can't. Okay? So we're running a little long, so I'm kind of cutting this short. Emotions. This kind of gets back to when we started out here in this human incarnation. How was our first cry met? How were our needs met? Were we in a family that was capable of nurturing? Or were we not? Were we wanted as children? Or were we not? Again, the child that is very mellow tends to get much better general parenting than the problematic child, because it takes more out of the caregiver. And we're seeing evidence in our society, a lot of grievances with children, people abusing children. And I think we've got to come to a place where we have to ask ourselves, are we capable of parenting? Just because we physically can produce doesn't mean we mentally, emotionally should. But our emotions have governed us for a very long time. And, we're often, I did a thing a long time ago in which we were asked every day to look at our feelings as glad, sad, mad, or afraid, and do an inventory on our feelings and figure out where we stood. And I think that's still a relevant thing to do for us each and every day. We also came up in a society that for a long time was very WASP influenced, where it was a stiff upper lip and don't make waves. I sat on a bus in England going to see my sister, and the AC was out, and it happened to be one of these really incredibly hot days in England. It was 99 degrees, and everyone was sitting there. Very proper, not saying anything. So the Americans said, what's wrong with the air conditioning? They all fell out like, oh my God, you spoke. And it was like, is there something we can do with the situation? So I think that as our culture has become more diverse, we're beginning to surrender that stiff upper lip. I think it's important to acknowledge our emotions. They're part of our makeup. They're not bad. They're not good. They're just emotions. And that if we can just live with them and be with them, and maybe not share them with everybody, but kind of internalize them and look at them, that we are going to free that veil. But when our egos arise with emotions regardless of the emotions, we just tend to go into defense. And when